Happy Monday, everyone. So, this is another episode of Raise Your Frequency for Success. And today, what I'm going to focus on is your environment, where you live, where you work, where you go regularly, and so forth. And the places that you have control over are the places I'm talking about. The ones you don't have control over, there are ways to clean you up after being there. So your environment, especially where you live and where you sleep, is really important. And the energy of that space can get really messed up. And so what'll happen is that if somebody comes in and they had a bad day, or they're upset about something, or they're angry, or they're just generally a low energy person, depressed, shamed, guilty, feeling guilty about stuff, they can come in and leave their energy signature in your environment. And there are a number of things that you can do to help keep that environment clean and safe for you, so you aren't affected by those energies. And I do these things regularly for myself in my home, and here in my office where I work. Right now it's a little messy because I'm gearing up to call Germany to talk to my former employer about collecting my Social Security. It's the equivalent of my Social Security, because I'm turning 65 really soon. So, but otherwise, I strive to keep the bookshelf behind me neatly organized. The books are put in special places. So having things where you can find them quickly and easily is really important, because it saves you time in the long run. So one of the things that you could do is get rid of things that you're not using, that are damaged. For example, if I get a pair of socks with a hole in them, they go out. If my underwear starts to fall apart because they've been washed a whole bunch of times, then I get rid of them and I buy new ones, because it's really relatively inexpensive. If you have an old shirt that has stains or holes and things, even if it's your favorite, you might consider getting rid of it, or putting it somewhere in an honored place. But the thing is that what we do with our environment, what we put on our bodies and everything, it matters. So the next thing that I do, aside from keeping things neat and organized as much as possible, especially if you live in a small space like I do, is to make sure that what you have is what you're using, what you're loving, and what you're needing. And otherwise, remove it. I hired an organizer for very little money. She came in and she helped me go through all of my drawers, all of my cabinets, all of my linen cabinet, all of the cabinets in the living room, everything in the kitchen. We went through and we separated things out, and I was able to donate a lot of materials that I wasn't using, and got rid of doubles, things I don't use, and so on. And that's the easiest way to keep stagnant energy, because what happens is the energy gets stagnant in your house. So the next thing that you could do is also keep the environment energetically clean. And there are several really easy ways to do that. Some of you have heard about smudging. You can smudge with cedar wood, or you can buy these hunks of sage. I have one here. I didn't do that. You can use something like an aura spray. You can go online and find out how to make them. You can make them with essential oils. Make sure the essential oils are really good. I have some essential oils. These are from a company called Young Living, and these were gifted to me by a friend of mine. She goes by the name of Mistress of Oils. So you just go to mistressofoils.com. Another company is doTERRA. doTERRA, was given to me by Nancy Ann Key. So you could go find her online, or meet someone that you know that sells these, that you trust, and that will help you with finding which oils are right for you for clearing your environment. The awesome thing about oils is that we vibrate at between 70 and 80 megahertz when we're healthy and we're happy and we're living our purpose in high vibration. And if you are vibrating at a lower energy, essential oils, almost every essential oils, oh yes, hi Samantha, yes, saging every day, that's awesome. I'll tell you what I do every day. So these essential oils all vibrate at a much higher frequency than humans do. So they help lift off, especially if you spray them around a room, they help lift off that low energy, those low energy feelings. Another way to help get rid of the energy in your environment, the low poopy energy, is I use these bowls. I bought this for $1 at the dollar store, and you put water in it and salt, and you treat this like a toilet now. And you can put them around the room. If you have animals, you have to be careful that they don't drink out of it, like put some sort of barrier to them having it. But when I'm doing a lot of healing work, I'll put one around me and use it to throw away the energy that I'm pulling off people. Even if they're on the phone, or even if I'm doing it remotely, I'll use it as a toilet bowl. And after the day, you go and you throw it, you rinse it down the toilet. You just put salt, a handful of salt with some water in it, and it will help collect that low energy stuff that's around the room. And you dump it in the toilet, rinse it from the sink, and dump that in the toilet, and you never eat out of it, which is why I bought a few of them from the dollar store, because you don't want to be eating out of a toilet bowl, essentially, because that's what it is. And another way besides saging is to use an incense. And this particular incense is Morning Star. I'm using rose, but it comes in a few of them. And you can buy it for a few dollars on Amazon. And this happens to be a particularly good one because it's low ash. And I just lit some to help clear the room out this morning. And of course, another way is to throw open all the windows and run a breeze through to help run everything through. And all of these things help clean up the energy of your house. And a lot of people will come in and say, when they sit down and they go, oh, wow, your house, it feels so comfortable. It has like a warm, comfy feeling. And that is because the energy feels really good. And the last thing that you can do is I use a service that sends focus life force energy into my house. And I've had these gentlemen that started it. One's named Stedman, and the other one's named Stegman. Like, their names are really similar. They're not related. But anyway, they started something called Focus Life Force Energy. And what they do is they send this to a physical location from wherever they are. And I thought, what are they talking about? Like, how can they do this? So I was on the phone with them. And I had them on my radio show a couple of times. You can go to scientifichealingradio.com and look them up. I called it Heal Your House. And when I was on the phone with them, they said, here, let me turn this on and off so you can feel the difference. And when they turned it on, it's like my body completely relaxed. And when they turned it off, I could tell the difference between on and off. So I have that on permanently in my home, and it covers the entire perimeter of your property. So whatever property you're in, it will cover the whole area of that property. And really amazing stories have come out of having that particular energy source. And I also have it on my dad's house, and he lives a few miles away. And so apparently it helps with your health. I know that that things have gotten better in my home. Like, I've been able to have more energy. I am able to organize it a little more often when I look up. I'm really myopic when I work, and so I'll just focus on, my daughter calls it hyper-focused ADD, but I'm really myopic when I work, and I only look at the thing that I'm on, and so the whole environment falls away from me, and I have to be, wake up and make a conscious effort to put things away. So these are some of the things that you can do to protect your environment. And it's really important. So with essential oils, for example, you can make, you go online and you find a solution, something that suits you. And you can create a solution and put it in a little atomizer like this. This is a little atomizer, and it just sprays into a fine mist in the air. This smells really good. And it also cleans up everything in your immediate environment. And I just looked up aura sprays and found several ways, several of them. You can also buy them. And I also use them when I'm working with people to clean off my own self between clients. So after I'm done with working with someone, even any phone conversation, right? Because that energy has come into your home when you're talking with somebody, is that I cut my cords to them. I give them back their energy, make sure that I'm clean again, and I spray myself with an aura spray to keep me nice and clear. So, and then I go wash my hands before I talk to the next client. So if you work with me and I'm a couple minutes late, that's what I'm doing. I'm just keeping myself nice and clean for my next conversation. So when I work with you, I'm working because I'm dipping my energetic hands into your energetic body and adjusting you. So that's what's happening. And I find that these things, keeping your home and your office environment nice and clear energetically, but also physically. Oh, I forgot one really important thing. Is if you know a good feng shui expert, is to have your home or your office have the feng shui work done on it. And it's not the kind of stuff that you read about in the books. Really, what feng shui is for your home is like acupuncture. So acupuncture in our body is it opens up the blocked flow of energy, and it's the same in your home. And there are certain places that you don't want to have open, like there are certain windows and certain areas that you don't want opened because you can have, it invites the energy you don't want around in. And there are other places that are good to open because it invites the good energy in. Now, I don't understand it entirely, but all I know is that when I had my feng shui expert, she actually runs a school here in the Southern California area, and she trained from Chinese masters. So she does it the very practical way. She takes your birthday and she takes the orientation of your home and then shows you the directions where you need to put the 5 elements, which is metal, air, water, metal, earth. So she has you put all of these elements in those locations. Oh, and fire. So fire can be like a red painting or a red wall or something that's red. And water can be something that's blue, and metal is something that's metallic. So I have a piggy bank full of pennies in a location where I need to have metal. And things like that. And as soon as I did that, I remember I did this in August of 2013. She gave me the map to my house, and I placed the proper things in the proper locations. And within 2 weeks, this was mid-August 2013, August 27, 2013, my high school boyfriend contacted me on Facebook, and we started a chat. And within 13 days, he had asked me to marry him. He'd come to visit from where he was living, and he'd asked me to marry him. And we got married almost 4 years ago now, and it's been an awesome relationship. And from before that, I didn't have a relationship for 20 years. So, and it wasn't because I didn't look. I had some, boyfriends in between that even lasted a few years, but it just never felt right. And this time it felt right. And, it's been really awesome. So, just doing the proper energy things in your home can make a big difference in your whole life. And when I say success, it doesn't just mean money is raining on your head, although it helps. Like in feng shui, if you put a fountain in the right location in your yard, it helps the flow of money come in, for example. And then there are certain areas where it will help your relationships develop. And for some reason, I wasn't quite finished with all of the feng shui, and things started to happen. So like I said before, there's essential oils, there's smudging, incense, salt water in bowls, and you treat them like toilets, and getting rid of all of the old things that you don't use anymore, like those things that have holes, are worn out. Those are things that are not honoring you, and they're not honoring your house. So it's time to either give them another home or dispose of them, because everything is really temporary. The only thing that's permanent is you and your spirit, and you live in this body, and your body is also turning over all the time. They say it's every 7 years, but really in reality, your blood cells live 2 or 3 days and then die. Your intestinal cells live 2 or 3 days and they turn over. That's why like cancer treatments, like chemotherapy, it will destroy the gut and it will cause anemia. So just so you know, you need to be constantly refreshing your body with a good environment, and also good nutrition and good relationships. So when I'm saying about success, so success doesn't just mean having a great career, which is really helpful, earning a lot of money, which is also really helpful, but it also means having great relationships and being able to navigate through those really well. So what we want really is health, wealth, and abundance in all things. And some people don't hold money as really important, but if you have the ability to earn a lot more, you have the ability to do a lot more good. Like my needs I have a small house here in Torrance, and my needs monetarily aren't that great. So my preference is to take that money that I earn extra and do some good with it, right? So this is what we all strive for, is to do good. And what I do is I donate to a foundation that helps children in Africa go to school, helps educate their families to start businesses. And I also donate to, and you can find this on my webpage, scientifichealer.com, that I donate to the Pachamama organization that helps the rainforests in the Amazonian rainforest, which is really the lung of the earth. And we also don't want to destroy all that beautiful culture down there by leveling those forests and invading those areas. So these are really, to me, these are near and dear to my heart. This is a spiritual culture and a spiritual area that really needs preserving. Otherwise, we'll lose something really precious, right? So join me for my Success Challenge starting 1 week from today. The Success Challenge will show you 5 steps to help you earn that extra money and help you. So you go to scientifichealer.com/success, SUCCESS, scientifichealer.com/success. So are there any other questions? I see a couple of questions. How do you feel about Palo Santo for smudging? I don't know what that is, but I'll be happy to look it up and answer here in the discussion. I'm getting that it is kind of like half-half. It just depends on what your needs are. So for those of you, you can click on the link and register for the 5-day Success Challenge. And what you'll get in there'll be 5 definite steps, many of them energetic, many of them healing. And and about a tip for hiring an organizer, I found one on Craigslist, and she was charging only $20 an hour. It was a bargain. So, be very open to, and she's like certified and everything, and she had a couple of twin kids that were about 2, and she brought them over, and they were well behaved, and I had toys for my grandson so they could play. And she and I did, you have to work together with them. You can't just let them do it. But so there are really good tips for hiring people just by going onto Craigslist and being open-minded. So, right. And so anyway, on the 5-day Success Challenge, you'll be given 5 tips, including healings, that will help you with being able to have better relationships, number 1, being able to invite abundance into your life, and a way to think about it, especially if you have a healing practice or a spiritual practice or even sell essential oils. Any kind of coaching or practice like that, this will help you get 3 new clients over the next 30 days. Like when I open myself up to new clients, they show up. I almost don't need to do any advertising. So, and what I'd also like to do is announce that I have a 2-year, what I'll call residency program, where people will come in and we will do a lot of exchange work, a lot of healing on each other, and a lot of teaching, so you can develop really good energy practices. Okay, that's all for today. Love you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your comments. Have a great Monday.